Hello, everybody. This is Sree from BizBuzz, What Matters the Most in Your Business, sponsored by My Work Belt. My Work Belt is a all-in-one software, particularly catering to service-based small businesses in United States and around the world. And today we have a great guest, Sherri Combs, and she is a senior care service expert. She is the advisor and she has 20 years of experience in that space. And she just launched a new website helping the senior care families and those who are in house seniors to have a comfortable living life. And those who are supporting the seniors, they can have all the resources available. That website name is silverstreakseniorservices.com. Silverstreakseniorservices.com. Now, Sherri, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing today?
Wonderful, thank you. So, as a business owner, and you have, if I understand, as we are talking on the green room, you have financial industry experience, and then now you turned into a small business owner,
Mhm.
but particularly catering to those supporting the seniors, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
what gotten you to start a business? What triggered?
Yeah. So I've always kind of had that entrepreneurial drive, and
Hmm.
I knew that I was destined for greater things to help
Okay.
people. I really like helping people. I do. And even though I was quite successful in my last career in banking, it was limited to whom I could help. And the help that I would provide, it just seemed so fragmented. People would come to me all the time for help, all the time, and it would take hours and hours to find resources for them.
Right.
And I'm pretty well connected in the community.
Hmm.
So I just remember thinking there has to be an easier way. This cannot be so hard. And so I decided to build something that made it not so hard and would make it easier and help the whole world if they wanted. So
Right, right. So essentially, what you're telling me, the heart for helping people is what drove you to turn into a business owner.
yeah, it really was. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great compassion. I'm so glad you have that compassion for helping small seniors. Now, in your business, how do you perceive your customer as? Who would be your customer?
So my customers are small business owners and seniors and caregivers.
Hmm,
So anybody typically aged about 45 and up,
hmm,
because we want seasoned small business owners. Because to be on our site, they have to pass a criminal background check and they have to have license and insurance and things like that.
right,
They don't have to be that seasoned. They can be new, but they have to be one of the good guys and lead with have kind of a heart-centered desire for helping seniors because seniors can be challenging sometimes. You
uh-huh,
have to be
uh-huh.
more patient.
Yep,
They take more time, but you can't charge them more because of that either. So you have to, you do have to come at it with a pace of love and patience,
correct, correct.
and have a heart for that. And not everybody has that. Some people can, and some
Some
people
people
can't,
cannot.
and that's okay. And that's okay. So we try to really screen the ones who do have the ability for that, and those who are the ones that get to advertise and be on our site. So we
See,
try to take it from the crowd.
it's very interesting. Your customer base is very diversified, right?
Yes, yes,
Not generally any small businesses have such a diversified customers,
yeah,
right? If I were to be a plumbing company, my customers are all consumers or building construction
yes,
companies that I will be working with. But in
yeah.
your case, your customer could
It's
be
yeah,
anybody, right? It could be a heating and cooling
yeah,
company, it
yeah,
could be a
yeah.
plumber, or it could be a handyman, or it could be a
Mobile
nurse, or it could be
notary.
a hospice, or it could be anybody, right?
Yep.
Uh, how do you manage to have a message to all of these customers one in one direction?
I know, right? So that was a challenge that we had because it's funny, whenever I work with anybody who's in marketing or who wants to help us, they're always like, "Well, who's your avatar, right? Who's your
Correct.
target audience?" And it's like, "Do you have a mom or a dad or a grandma or grandpa? That's our audience, right?" That's
Right.
it's so pretty much everybody understands now. I think pretty much that the aging senior and the aging population and how we're approaching crisis mode, right? And so we need to get
Hmm.
ahead of that with
Yeah.
resources and being able to find resources. It's very difficult in the current search engine world that we have. So creating a new search engine, but a specific target, but yet a wide target, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it does present its challenges. So what we do is we develop different strategies that speak to the different communities. We treat them as small business owners, but our doctors we have to speak to differently than our construction people and our
Right.
plumbers. So it does take some talent. So my sales force are all in their 70s. They've
Mm,
been
mm.
around the block, they're
Yeah. Yeah.
seasoned, they are amazing, and they know how to speak to those different industries.
That's
Um,
an that's incredible
yeah,
workforce that you developed actually. That is the workforce nobody wanted to work with, and you actually
exactly.
bring them together
I
into
embrace them
people. Yes.
wholeheartedly.
Now,
Yeah.
for those who are uh, starting a business or those who are in the business, so in
Hmm.
your experience, what is the kind of technique or a process you would suggest to define who their customer is?
Yeah, you really do have to give that some thought. So you have to
Right.
think about you do have to think about that. So you start from the end and work backwards, I think is the way that probably the
Mm,
smartest way to do that. So you think about what it is that you're trying to get, what you want to achieve, and then you start working backward and what is that process? So you go forward and backwards and you kind of figure out, okay, we have this is our product or this is what we want to bring to the market. And then you start thinking about who's the end user result and then who's that in between. So if I'm trying to help seniors
yeah.
who is an audience, but they're
Right.
not necessarily
Decision
that's not where I
makers.
make my money. That's who I serve, right?
Correct.
So who's my customer that I'm trying to get highlighted for the senior? That's my small business owner. So that's kind of
Right.
how you have to think about it. Who's your end user and who's that middleman in between? And for me,
I
the
see.
middleman in between of who serves the senior, which is
Mm-hmm.
an audience, but
Right.
who's my customer is kind of both really, but it's the
Right.
caregivers and the I'm helping the caregivers, but I'm also really highlighting that local business owner. So
That's incredible.
a lot of people don't quite understand that how that has to
Right.
work, and so
See,
you have
now
to
you
give
are not only, as a person, you're not only coming to help community, but you're also making sure in your work ethics that you're making sure all the money is within the local community rather going it to somewhere else, which is very, very powerful thought process you have. Now, Sherry, if it is to be a, see, you came with a financial background, right?
Mhm.
Now you became a business owner. So
Yeah.
managing finances is comes natural to you, right? Now,
Yeah.
whereas not that's not true for everybody. So what do you suggest in relation to the managing finances while running a business? What do you suggest to the fellow small business owners?
Yeah. So I think the best thing you can do is keep good records, and you have to start filtering out what your what truly pays off in dividends. You have to think
Mm-hmm.
about what you're really going to get from this resource.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I'll start down a road with a resource and I'll end it very quickly when I realize it's not serving me
Mm,
because you only have a limited amount of funds while you're trying to build a business.
correct.
And you have to spend that very wisely. And everybody is out there to help you run your business super efficiently and has the program and has the help and has the answer and wants to give you this and that. So talk to other business owners and ask them what worked and what didn't work, but then also it's okay to delete and to dismiss and to unsubscribe and to stop things that aren't serving you well. So I learned very quickly, like, you know what, I've learned as much as I'm going to learn from this program. I
Mm-hmm.
don't need it anymore and I'm done with it, and then forget about it and move on to the next step and the next of your evolution of your training your knowledge. So I had not built websites before, even though I had a lot of knowledge in in business, right? But
Hmm. Hmm.
website and website design and hosting and all that was new to me. So I had to level my skill set up very quickly. So I took a lot of classes online and I took all the free ones and maybe subscribed a month or two. I knew I did not want to be a website developer or designer, but I had to
Right.
get a skill set to talk to them appropriately. But so I killed those programs quickly when I was done with them, but it gave me the knowledge I needed to go to the next step.
Wonderful, wonderful. See, what you're suggesting here is that if the financing is not your skill set, it's okay. However, pay attention and make sure you gain the knowledge,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, how do you suggest? What do you suggest for those who don't have a skill for doing something, or they do have a skill but they don't like to do it?
Yeah,
What can they
yeah.
do?
Yeah. So, there's a lot of virtual assistant programs out there that can be helpful.
Hmm.
Also, figuring out what you need to outsource and what you don't. But sometimes it's about just self-discipline.
Hmm.
I had AI as a wonderful tool that can shorten tasks you don't like. I
Yeah.
do not like to build Excel spreadsheets, but I need them in my
Hmm.
business to track certain things. But I can go on to Claude AI or Chat GPT, paid versions on either of those, and they can build me amazing things in seconds if I just tell them exactly what I'm trying to do
Right.
and write a nice prompt. So that is a great tool that can be used to build those things that you don't want and keep them up. SBA has your local community college also has SBA mentors in there that are grant funded also, and they can
Mm.
help you with your business plans and writing for SBA loans, and that gets you grant ready as well. So, and those are free resources to you. At every
Mm.
community college has them,
Mm.
and they will hold your hand and help you and give you samples of what you need to do too. They won't do it for you. You still have to do the work, but they will certainly guide you and help you
Right.
along the way if you're stuck.
Well, most of the people, they don't mind doing it. They
Hmm.
don't do it because they don't know how to, or
Right,
they don't know they have to,
right.
right?
Yes. You have to
So,
read the fine print. You have to read the. When I got my nonprofit approved, they told me it would take at least 6 to 18 months, and I got it approved in 45 days because I read the IRS fine print and I made sure that my package was clean and exactly what they wanted.
that's incredible. That's really incredible. But you're able to not only you build a software or a search engine that can help everybody, but you're
Yeah,
also creating a nonprofit.
yeah.
Sherry, so one last point, if you wanted to suggest to those who are on the fence whether they wanted to start a business or they wanted to continue working for somebody, what do you suggest to them?
Yeah. If you have that desire, you just have to have the commitment. You really need to keep the passion of why you're doing it, your why in front of you at all the time because it gets hard. And there's times when you have some doubt and you're thinking, oh, what did I do? What have I done? When those doubts come in, if you take the
Hmm.
leap, it's
Hmm.
an amazing leap. It's the only job that you'll work harder in, and you'll
Right.
work 80 hours just to not work 40 hours for somebody else, right?
That's right. That's right.
So it is a different kind of person that wants to be an entrepreneur. But I would say you people move in and out of our lives that serve us well. You have to hang around the people that are like-minded, right?
Like-minded.
Find the
Yes.
rooms where those are at. Network with those people who are like-minded, who get it, who understand it, and who will champion and cheer you on and help you. You help them, they help you. You have to be willing to give before you get when you're
Yes.
an
Yes.
entrepreneur. You've got to be willing to repost other people's posts before you expect them to repost yours, right?
Right.
You have to be willing to give a little to get a little. So that is very important. The other thing is that when you are having those doubts, fill yourself around the rooms of the people that tell you your
Mhm.
idea is brilliant and amazing and it is going places. So it helps keep you going through those times when you're self-doubting a little bit. But there's a lot of people who will be like, why are you doing that? Or are you
Right.
sure? Or whatever. And you just have to kind of see them at Thanksgiving because you're obligated to or whatever, and then just stay the course with that with your mission and keep your why always
Yeah.
close to your heart and to your motivation.
Great suggestion. Thank you very much, Sherry. So, if I summarize it, what you're suggesting, so if you are on the fence for either wanting to be a business owner or wanting to continue working for somebody else, keep your why in front of you, and remove all the naysayers and
Yes.
naysays from your life, and then continue focusing on what you're doing, recognizing that you may work a lot more hours without any reward in the beginnings, but
Yeah.
that is the investment that you're doing for a long-term benefit in your life and career path.
That's
And
it.
at the same time, you are also suggesting to those who are in the running the business, but they feel like they don't have a skill, that's something that can do it, or they don't know how to do it. It's okay to take outsource resources that can help you do that. But at the same time, you are suggesting that put some time to gain the knowledge and skill set. Sherri,
Yeah.
thank you very much for
Yeah.
sharing that wisdom and your experience with the rest of the community. And those who are listening, hope you can take some tidbits here from Sherri and be able to improve your business and your passion. And those who have not subscribed yet, I would highly recommend you to subscribe to our channel. And if you have not shared or liked our videos or podcast, I would like you to press that button and like it, share it with everybody. Sherri, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me today. I appreciate it. Thank you.